Hello everyone, I'm Angela Staehling, and today I'm going to show you how to create these cute holiday cards with a simple holly branch and a beautiful gold metallic bow. First off, I'm going to use this mixed media card by Strathmore paper, and it comes as 5 inches by 6 7/8, and it also comes with these beautiful envelopes with this extra special deckled edge. You are going to need to use a paint tray, and I just cleaned off one that I've already used before. And next, I'm using several paints from this Maimeri Gouache set, and in this set we will be using the titanium white, the Scarlet, the burnt Sienna, the brilliant green deep, and the Viridian. Next, I'm using this round number 2 brush by Princeton. It's the Velvetouch, and this works well for both the larger leaves and even the finer details with the fine point of the brush. You'll need some clean water and a paper towel. Oops, and don't want to forget this beautiful gold metallic ink by Rowney. We will be applying this at the end for our beautiful gold metallic bow. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start applying these paints in the tray so we're ready to start painting. Now go ahead and get a little water on your brush and feel free to dab it off if it's too much, but we're going to go ahead and add it to the brilliant green deep. And we're going to start our stem right in the middle of the card, just like that. Now go ahead and get more water on your brush if you need. You want your paint to be nice and flowy, and you're going to add in these cute little stems at the top of your branch, and this will be where you're going to put all your red berries. So feel free to stagger them however you want, but make them smaller as they go towards the top of the branch. Now I'm just going to thicken up the bottom of the branch a little more than the top, just because that's naturally how a branch is. So go ahead and thicken your branch up or make it more opaque however you want it. Now we're going to take a little bit more water and add it to our Viridian, and we're going to create a nice shadow along the right side of the branch. Go ahead and add a thin line to the entire branch on the right hand side, and even on the tiny little branches. Now we're going to create our first holly leaf, and we're going to do this by creating the center stem of the leaf and just create a straight line that goes down to the main stem of the holly leaf. And from here you're going to create little swoops, and they're just going to kind of come down and right back up to a little point. And I usually do about 2 to 3 points on each edge of the leaf. You don't need to go crazy and do too many, so it's just to give the idea of a holly leaf. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I always look at everything in nature as these are organic shapes. So once you get the outline of your leaf the way you like it, go ahead and fill it in. And you can always, make the edges wider if you want after you fill it in. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on the right hand side. We're going to do the berries next, so if you want to clean out your water if it turned to green, go ahead and do that now because we don't want to get any green in our red paint. So same thing, get a little water on your brush mixed with the red paint, and go ahead and paint in some little circles at the tips of your green branches. They don't have to be all the same size. Have fun with it. Again, remember, this is something that is meant to be organic in nature, so just feel free to have fun and try to create some little beautiful round berries. Now we're going to take a little bit of our white paint, and we're going to add a highlight to the left side of the berry. So if you remember, we had the shadow on the right side of the branch. Now we're going to put the highlights on the opposite side. So feel free to water it down just to make it a little bit more of a pink, or if you want it more of a solid white, you can do that too. But we're just going to add a little hit of a dot on the left hand side. Now, I did forget to mention that I was going to use a black for the little tips of the berries. Now, you can also use either a Prismacolor pencil or even an ebony pencil to create just a little black tip at the end of each berry. And what that's going to look like is just a tiny little line that is going to start near the edge of the berry and extend just past the edge of it into the white space like this. And if your water has turned red, go ahead and rinse it out, because now we're going back into the green and we don't want to get any red paint into the green leaves. So now we're going to take some of the white paint and mix it with the Viridian and water it down so we have a light wash that we're going to use as the veining of the holly leaves. So you're going to create one long stripe down the middle of the leaf, and from there you're going to work from the center line that you just created and create little lines going out to each little point. And we're going to get some more of that white mixed with the Viridian, and it creates almost an icy blue look, which is perfect for adding little evergreen branches behind our holly. You're going to do the same thing here. Create one long branch first and then create a bunch of separate little needles coming out from that main branch. Go ahead and add some more evergreen sprigs behind the holly to fill up some of the white space behind it. Now we are ready to make our beautiful bow, so we are going to take some of this gold metallic ink and put a dropperful into our tray. Let's get a little water on a brush and dip it into the gold paint, and we are going to start by putting a little dot on the branch. Now we are going to make some loops in the ribbon to make it a bow. And the front side will be just a little bit thicker as well because it is in the foreground. And let's do the other side, so create that same loop. And now we're going to create the ends of the ribbon, so just bring the paintbrush strokes down and leave two little thin points at the end. I realize it's kind of hard to see with this gold metallic paint, but trust me, those little points are there. Now that the bow is there, I'm going to fill in this white space with a few more sprigs. I'm going to get some burnt sienna paint and we're going to add it to the bow to make some shadows. We'll just add a little area behind the front part of the bow, a little bit under the knot of the bow, and then just a hint behind the knot around all the edges. Remembering to keep the front portion mostly without shadow. We're going to take some white paint to create some highlights on the loops and the ribbons hanging below. And just do it on the middle portions. You don't need to cover too many areas. And look at that metallic bow. It even has more depth with the shadows and the highlights. And if you wanted to create a personalized greeting below, you can certainly do that with an ink pen or Prismacolor pencil or whatever medium you prefer. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you for watching.